I'm getting our risk factor in this time. So much value. This poor guy. Oh, that's beyond good game, because each of these guys hits for an extra 2. That's so broken. Absolutely disgusting. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm TOS, and you're watching Hello Good Game. Today, Rivals of what am I saying? Oh my goodness. Throne of Eldraine just drops. I got Ixalan right in front of my face here, so I said that. Anywho, Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, Dominaria, and Core Set 2019 are all gone with the wind. We get renewal gifts. Let's see what those are. Some quick hypes before we get into anything else. I mean, we did get some new cards here, actually, with this. That's pretty cool. So, Legion Warboss, Revival, pretty cool. I guess things we don't have. Finale of Eternity. Apparently, we didn't have that. We had whatever this was. I'd love to know what it was. We got the Circle of Loyalty, which is great. This costs 6. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each knight you control. Creatures you control get +1/+1. And whenever you cast a legendary spell, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vigilance. You can also pay 4, tap it to create a 2/2 white creature token with Vigilance as well. Stormfist Crusader. This is a rare, which is cool to get. Menace has 2/2 for 2. And at the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card and loses 1 life. Interesting. Happily Ever After. When Happily Ever After enters the battlefield, each player gains 5 life and draws a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 5 color permanents among permanents you control, there are 6 or more card types among permanents you control, and or in your graveyard, or your life total is greater than your starting total, you win the game. That's absolutely incredible. We're going to need to make a deck based around that, I suppose. We also have Black Lance Paragon for 2. This is 3/1 with Flash. Pretty interesting. A human knight. And when it enters the battlefield, target knight gains Death Touch until end of turn, which is pretty crazy. Also, this is interesting. Why does this only cost 2? 5/4 with flying. Interesting. It can't attack unless defending player has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. Can't block unless you have 4 or more cards in your hand. And then you can tap it, and each player puts the top card of their library in the graveyard. So that's a pretty cool gargoyle there, to be honest. It's an artifact creature as well. And then we got pretty lucky here, I believe, with Oko, Thief of Crowns. This guy's a beast. He costs 3, 4 loyalty tokens when he enters the battlefield. +2 create a food token, which is pay 2, tap it, sacrifice an artifact, with this artifact, in fact, and gain 3 life. +1, target artifact creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elk creature with base power and toughness 3/3 -5. Exchange control of target artifact or creature you control with target creature and opponent controls with power 3 or less, which is the whole shebang. Very cool. So those were our season renewal rewards. I guess secondly, we should probably get into this new Mastery Pass if it is available. I don't see it. Maybe if we get a collector booster and buy Throne of Eldraine, that's pretty cool. Any deck standard. Oh, that's cool. That's the event. I don't think this has started yet. Oh, it has. I didn't think it started until 6. That's live today. OMG. And yeah, I guess we're still patiently waiting for this Mastery Pass. Anywho, moving on to our pack opening. We did do a pre-order. You know we had to. So we get Garrick, Cursed Huntsman, 0 create two 2/2 black and green wolf creature tokens. When this creature dies, put a loyalty counter on each Garrick you control. So that's kind of crazy. That's how ramping your Garrick by 2. So it's basically a +2 and they die. Destroy target creature, draw a card for -3. That's great. And -6, you get an emblem with creatures you control, get +3/+3, and have trample. That's even better, considering he comes out at 5 already. What in the heck? Alright, I should have been paying more attention and researching cards and doing metas and theory crafting and all that. But I did not get to it. Not a lot of time these last few weeks. Let's collect these rare cards, I guess. We need a lot of rares and a lot of mythics, I assume. And we'll get into it. We'll check out the rares and uncommons as we go. Animating Fairy for 3. So we have a new ability or a new mechanic. It's called Adventure. And so you're going to be able to play a card for its adventure cost or adventure ability. There's sorcery or instances, depending. And then this is going to go to its own adventure exile. And then you can play that card again from said adventure exile as the other half. So like I could cast this Animating Fairy. Target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0/0 artifact creature. Put 1/1. Put 4 1/1 counters on it. That's crazy. Woof. But we cast that, and then next turn, or even the same turn if we had the mana, we'd cast the creature, which is really cool. This is a flying 2/2. And then we have Frogify, enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities, and is a blue frog creature with base power and toughness equal to 1/1. Fires of Invention. That's pretty cool for 4. Any red card I pull, thank you so much, right? So you can cast spells only during your turn and cast no more than 2 spells each turn. Spells you cast with converted mana costs less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana cost. So this is pretty cool because you'll be able to cast spells on your turn without paying the mana costs, and then on their turn you'll be able to cast spells with your mana, which is pretty cool. Try to cycle through these as quick as we can. We have a rare land. Enters battlefield tapped unless you control an island. You add an island or pay 4 to scry 2. Pretty cool. Steel Clawed Lance. Equipped Knight costs 1. Equipped Normal costs 3. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. Nothing special there. Stolen by the Fae. Return target creature with converted mana cost X or less to its owner hand. Its owner's hand, you create X 1/1 blue fairy tokens with flying. Pretty cool. It's a new counter, right? Or not a new counter, but a new return. Spinning Wheel, not so bad. Just more of a limited card, I think. Uh-oh, we had Feasting Troll King. That's great. When Feasting Troll King enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, create 3 food tokens, sacrifice 3 food tokens, return him from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate this ability only on your turn. And he costs 6, so a little bit expensive, but he's a 7/6 with Vigilance and Trample, so that's huge. Lucky Clover and Kenrith's Transformation. Enchant creature, when Kenrith's Transformation enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchant creature loses all abilities and is a green elk with 3/3. And loses, yeah. Good times. You can make a 1/1 of 3/3 of yours, I guess. I don't know. Piper of the Swarm. Rats you control have Menace. Not something we're probably going to use. You can create rat tokens as well. Maybe for a jank deck. Joust. Pretty cool. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. Target creature you don't control. Or sorry. Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. The creature you control gets +2/+1 until end of turn. If it's a knight, then those creatures fight each other. So you're just buffing up a knight, and then it's a fight effect, much like green has. Kami Ranger, Elf Knight, create 2. So this is in a Selesnya deck. Not bad, actually. Pretty cool in a Convoke. Selesnya deck. Sorry if I'm not getting so into them. Inspiring Veteran, Knights you control get +1/+1. Revenge of Ravens. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, that creature's controller loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It's kind of like a expensive, shitty Oath of Kaya. And another Piper of the Swarm. Cool. We might have to start doing this 10 at a time. I don't know how long we want this gem video to be. Castle Lochwain, or Lochwain. So similar to the other land, if it enters the battlefield, tap unless you control swamp, and then instead of scrying, you're drawing a card and then losing life equal to the number of cards in your hand, which is semi-aggressive. The Mad Ratter, so you could do Mardu Rats potentially, right? Sir Eleonora, the Discerning's power is equal to the number of cards in your hand. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, and then spells your opponents cast that target it cost 2 more, and it's a 0/4. Not the worst, but pretty cool in all honesty. And then on the other side, we get Sir Conrad the Grim. That's a pretty cool pack. Magic Mirror in the middle for Mythic. This costs 1 less to cast for each artifact or instant or sorcery in your graveyard. No maximum hand size. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, put a knowledge counter on the Magic Mirror, then draw a card for each knowledge counter on the mirror. Crazy. Let's do 2 more, and then we'll do 10 at a time. Fayborough Elder. Vigilance 0/0. It gets +1/+1 for each color among permanents you control. Tap it. For each color among permanents you control, add 1 mana of that color. Pretty cool. And some uncommons that we'll get to looking at later when we start crafting. But for now... Oh, that's the exact copy of that almost. We'll do 10 at a time. Mythic wildcard, rare wildcard. We love that. Another castle. Another Stormfist Crusader. Clack Bridge Troll. This is a new one. Trample Haste, 8/8 for 5. Not bad. Yeah, it's really good. Trample Haste with 5. That's cool. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent creates 3 0/1 white go creature tokens at the beginning of combat on your turn. If any opponent may sacrifice a creature, if player does, tap it, you gain 3 life and draw a card. I do not mind that. That's pretty cool. Stonecoil Serpent, protected from multicolors. It enters the battlefield with X, counters on it. Pretty cool in some of these wrap decks, I guess, right? Doom for Toll, it's kind of a limited card. Giant Killer. Oh, we've seen this have quite a bit of play. This is cool. It costs 1 only. Adventure instant for 3. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. And then you can pay 2 and tap target creature. Not bad. Sundering Stroke. Sundering Stroke deals 7 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. If at least 7 red mana was spent to cast the spell, instead Sundering Stroke deals 7 damage to each of those permanents and or players. Very cool. Could you pick the same thing for all 3 targets, I wonder? That would be pretty cool to just deal 27 damage. That'd be my new favorite red card. Midnight Clock. This is an artifact, but a ramping land, basically. Tap it, add an island. Pay 3, put an hour counter on it, and then at the beginning of each upkeep, put another hour counter on it, and then when the 12th hour counter is put on Midnight Clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library, draw 7 cards, and then exile it. Kind of weird, but cool for those jank limited games as well. Okie dokie, we get 1 Trollbrand Thrawn of the Red Fell. This is absolutely what I'm digging for right here. If a red source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much +2 instead. Oh my me, that's great. Castle Garenbridge. When Castle Garenbridge enters battlefield tapped, unless you control a forest, you can tap it for a forest, pay 4, add 6 forests, spend this mana only to cast creatures or activate spells or abilities of creatures. Pretty cool. Yorvo, Lord of Garenbrig, which is pretty funny. Those are right beside each other. This is a giant noble. When it enters the battlefield with 4 counters on it, whenever another green creature enters the battlefield under your control, put another counter on it. If its power is greater than his, put an extra counter on it. That's OP. Hushbringer, I don't know about this art, but it's here. Creatures entering the battlefield or dying don't cause trigger abilities. So actually pretty cool, because that could shut out quite a few things, I guess. And then Wildborn Preserver, apparently this is all the rage. Flash Reach, whenever another non-human enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay X when you do put X counters on it. It's pretty cool there. And then another Fires of Invention. Fae of Wishes, Adventure, Sorcery for 4. You may choose non-creature card you own from outside the game, reveal it, put it inside your hand. So this is the new Mastermind's acquisition. That's pretty cool. And then Flying 1/4, you pay 2, discard 2 cards, return Fae of Whispers to the owner's hand. Very cool. So you could cycle this adventure over and over. We also got Aronas. Forgot to look at that, but I'm sure we've all seen it. Another Magic Mirror. We're also digging for Bone Crusher Giants. This is cool. A Stomp for 2. This damage can't be prevented, or all damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp deals 2 damage to any target. And then whenever Bone Crusher Giant becomes the target of a spell, it deals 2 damage to that spell's controller, which would be me. But that's A-okay with us. Irdencraig Feet for 4, adds 7 mana. This is really cool. You can cast only 1 more spell this turn, though. So we wanted to combo this in with that Sundering whatever that we just seen. Lockmere Serpent. This is kind of a limited card for sure. He has Flash. Can't be blocked this turn. Obviously limited. Sacrifice a Swamp. You gain 1 life, draw a card, and then pay 2, exile 5 target cards from your opponent's graveyard. To return it from your graveyard to your hands. So this card is an absolute beast in limited. We've seen the Paragon with Flash, Magic Mirror we've seen the Scrylands. So that is that. A couple more wild cards we really appreciate. Another Snake, another Hushbringer. The Cauldron of Eternity for 12. Oh my lord. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Whenever a creature you control dies, put it on the bottom of its owner's library. Pay 3, and tap it, pay 2 life, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. That is janked up as shit. So this is like a late game cost. And then you start playing from your graveyard instead of your library, which is pretty cool. Gilded Goose costs 1, flying 0/2. When it enters the battlefield, create a food token. Pay 2, tap it, create a food token. Sacrifice a food token, add a mana of any color. Absolutely wacky. Prince Charming. When Prince Charming enters the battlefield, choose 1, scry 2, or gain 3 life, or exile target creature card you own, return it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step, which is pretty cool. So those are our cards. Let's go to the store and immediately max out our gold. That's what we got to do. We need that vault progress. Alright. I'm wondering why we're not seeing the Mastery Pass up there yet either. So we could get, we have what, 5,000. I would want to save up and get this, I think. May as well. Let's get into these packs. Another 33 packs. Pretty cool. Robber of the Riches. We're digging for this for sure. Reach Haste. Whenever it attacks, if defending player has more cards in your hand than you, exile top card of their library during your turn. During any turn you attacked with the rogue, you may cast that card and spend mana as if it were any. So that's kind of like Thief of Sanity for red, which could be good. Lovestruck Beast for 3. This is a 5/5. Oh my god. Don't ramp into this, you guys. Sorcery Adventure. Create a 1/1 white human creature token. And then he can't attack unless you control a 1/1. So this goes in your Selesnya deck. That's a great card. Witch's Vengeance. Creatures of the creature type of your choice get -3/-3 until end of turn. So that's great. That'll help deal with elementals. Mirror Maid enters the battlefield as a copy artifact or enchantment on the battlefield. That's pretty cool. You don't have to necessarily control it or not. Another Hushbringer, Fae of Wishes. A Lockwain, so we're really grabbing these lands with ease. And a Fervent Champion. We're collecting these as well, obviously. Collecting all these red cards. And First Strike Haste. Whenever it attacks another target... another attacking knight you control gets +1 +0 until end of turn. And then equip abilities that activate or target him cost 3 less to equip or activate. Doom Foretold, we've seen this. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land, non-creature, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card. They lose 2 life. You draw a card. You gain 2 life. You create a 2/2 White Knight creature token with Vigilance. Then you sacrifice this. So it's quite a swing of things, but then it's gone forever. Another giant killer. If you've appreciated me butchering these cards this far, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because we just pulled another Garruk, which is great. Another Happily Ever After. Another one of these wacky gargoyles. Doom Foretold, we've just seen that. And we get Castle Embereth. Interesting. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a mountain. Creatures you control for 3 get +1/+0 until end of turn. Kind of interesting. We'll see. And then the Steadfast Queen. Vigilance. Whenever a white creature you control attacks it, you gain 1 life. Another Prince Charming. Fabled Passage. I'm not sure about this. Sacrifice Fabled Passage. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it into the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. If you control 4 lands, untap it. I don't know. I'm not down for that. We talked about Garruk already, which is great. And then Harmonious Archon. Non-Archon creatures you control have toughness of 3/3. Then when he enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 white humans, then which would become Archons for 3/3 as well. Another Fires of Intervention, and Happily Ever After. Cool. Let's see what else we get here. Uh-oh. Bunch more wild cards there, and we get ourselves a wild mythic as well. Crackbridge Troll, we've seen that. Mirror Maid, we've seen that. Worthy Knight, whenever you cast a night spell, create a 1/1 human creature token. That's OP. A lot of really good white cards here. Fervent Champion, again, that's cool to see. Another Elder, another Serpent, another Doom, another Gilded Goose, and then Opportunistic Dragon for 4. When it enters the battlefield, choose target human or target artifact opponent controls. For as long as it remains in the battlefield, gain control of that permanent. It loses all abilities and can't attack or block, so it kind of just nullifies it on your side of the field. You could sacrifice it, I guess, which would be fun. Fling, we don't mind that. We definitely do not mind that rare wild card. Alright, let's get that mythic wild card. We love that as well. I have no idea how we've not progressed through our vault this far. Wishclaw Talisman for 2. This is new. It enters the battlefield with 3 counters on it. Then you pay 1, remove a counter from it, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. An opponent gains control of Wishclaw Talisman. Activate this ability only during your turn. Wow, so you'll get to do it twice. They get to do it once. Very cool. That's a wicked card. I like that. Alright, we have 25 rares, 8 mythics. Certainly that's not enough, you guys. Call me crazy, but Daddy needs his juice. Am I right? Yeah. Should probably treat myself, you know what I mean? Grab ourselves some gems quickly here. Dun, 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 dun. I don't think there's any information on here. Boom. Thank you. Easy as that, kids. I didn't even need to log in. Packs. Get packs. We're digging in even deeper here. And let's do another 45. We pop in a Kenrith, the Return King, which is the buy box promo. Pretty cool, but a little janky if you ask me. Multicolored white deck, potentially. All creatures gain trample and haste until end of turn. That's wicked. Pay 2, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That's alright. Pay 3, target player gains 5 life. Pay 4, target player draws a card. Pay 5, target creature. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under its owner's control. So an absolute beast of a card, no doubt there. Let's see if we can complete our vault progress. Another Thrain. I absolutely love that. We didn't get any Pyromancers, which is pretty cool. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, it deals 3 damage to a target. Pretty cool. Another Sundering Stroke. More lands. Folio of Fancies. This looks fun for 2. Players have no maximum hand size. Double X, tap it. Each player draws X cards. 3 and tap it. Each opponent puts a number of cards equal to the number of cards in their hand from the top of their library into the graveyard. Whoa! So I see a little bit of weird combo there. Nothing new here we haven't seen yet. Let's get into there. Oh, I was just about to say, hopefully we draw more Thrains. So this is our third. We'd love that. We get a Big Bad Wolf, or sorry, a Big Bad Wolf, Wicked Wolf. When Wicked Wolf enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Sacrifice food, put a counter on Wicked Wolf. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. That is beautiful. Fae of Wishes, we've seen that. Castle, we've seen that. Gadwick, the Wizened. This is great. The Return of Wizards, legendary creature, human wizard. X plus 3 islands, and it enters the battlefield. You draw X cards, and then whenever you cast a blue spell, tap target non-land permanent opponent controls. So pretty cool draw engine there. Worthy Knight, we've seen that. Paragon, we've seen that. What else can we get here? Wild cards, we appreciate that. Escape to the Wilds for 5. Interesting. Sorcery. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may play cards exiled this way until the end of your next turn. You may play an additional land this turn. Cool. So that's like some sort of Gruul, expensive Gruul. Well, it draws more cards, and there's no spectacle cost on it, but light up the stage. Aera, First of the Lochthwain. This is pretty cool. It only costs 3. It's a 2/3. Whenever it or another black creature you control enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Sacrifice another black creature, draw a card. Oh my god, that's great. We've seen Hushbringer, Prince Charming. We've seen this awful land. We've seen Dance of the Manse. We love this name. Return up to X cards, X target artifacts and or Aurora enchantment cards, each with converted mana cost X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If X is 6 or more, those permanents are 4/4 creatures in addition to other types. So that could get pretty gross, I think. What else? Awesome. We are having great luck with our red drops here. Another Bone Crusher Giant, another Fervent Champion. Dance of the Manse, we talked about that. Paragon, we've seen. Lord Garenbridge, we've seen. Giant Killer, we've seen. Sundering Stroke, we've seen. Castle Garenbridge, we've seen. And the Swarm, we've seen. Just a few more packs. I don't know. I feel like we're going to need a lot more here. Another Into the Wishes. I find that you magnetize to certain cards and collect a lot of them, and then other cards you don't even see. Like, this is our 4th Bone Crusher Giant, which is great because I was going to spend rares on those, right? But can't freeze that up, which is great. I've not seen this. Lurker of the Loch. This is a Merfolk Wizard, I believe. Yeah. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control. Interesting. So you could ramp with an artifact, maybe, and go even harder with this. When it enters the battlefield, put the top 4 cards of your library into the graveyard. You can tap it, choose an artifact card from your graveyard. You may cast it this turn. Pretty cool. Some sort of artifact self-mill. Too bad Mox Ember's gone, right? What is with this Fabled Passage? There's got to be a use for this somewhere. I'm just not getting it. Let me know if you guys know how to use Fabled Passage down below, please. So, yeah. Probably play some Sealed, to be honest. Or, maybe we'll let... Ooh. Interesting. So these are the number of cards in the decks that can't be played. And they gave us some new decks, which is pretty cool. let's look at red is the new red. All these mountains need to go, I guess, is the biggest thing. Wizard's Lightning goes. Chain Whirler. Pyromancer. Lightning Strike. So, we're not left with a lot. Land. You can suggest lands. Sure. We'll start there. Yeah. So we get into a weird question, because I know today we're going to talk about not red is the new red, but Little Red Riding Hood. Okay. So probably going to run these Dwarven Mines, in all honesty. I don't mind that. That's good. We don't want that either. We need the Bone Crusher. We need 4 of those. Oh, too many L's there. 3 Tolbrands, which is great. So we get into one of these weird situations. This is it right here. 3 damage to any target for 3. And if you spend 3 damage to do it, it does 4. Whoops. I think, or we do skew the critics, I guess, and risk factor. Right? So we get into this weird question of, will this deck beat that other one? First Strike Haste, I don't think it's great, actually, unless we're running that Cavalcade shenanigans. Then at a certain point, is that worth it for us to do without all those 1/1s? I don't know. So let's look at what we got. I mean, all right. Let's try it out. Maybe claim the Firstborn, you know what I mean? I like this combo here. They put them right on top of each other, which is brilliant. Oh, we need to run Robber of the Rich. Oh, maybe. We should probably have 4 of that in there. Yeah, it's still good. We're still gonna kill it. This is great. Let's try it. So this is our first ever test match. With Little Red Riding Hood. And we'll keep that Chain Whirler there forever. I'm just kidding. Just gonna close the door here. Let's see what kind of magic we can accomplish here. Let me get rid of this timer because we're live. Opponent goes first. That's fine. We're gonna keep 7. We'll let our opponent go. It's kind of a weird hand with no creatures. Boom. Let's just yeah, we'll leave it like that. We could leave it like this too. There's so much burn in our hand.
Don't worry, I got this.
Should we just say screw it? We'll let him go. Everything's instant speed here. Let's start draining though. If we could drop Tolbrand before we go in, that'd be pretty cool.
This might be a bad idea.
Right, so that's pretty cool. Let's do this weird risk factor shenanigans. Need to light up the stage. We're going to toss our light up the stage. We have more. Keep this land in case we don't draw one.
No! I am not making this up as I go!
Yeah. Probably should have took care of Teferi. So we have 5. So we have 3 mana still. So just Teferi with that.
I'm getting too old for this.
And again,
Time for plan
critics.
B, as soon as I think of one.
And then we're gonna get 1 in on him. I mean, we left his Teferi go way too long. It's just gain life anyways.
Let's try this.
Ooh. reflex are stronger.
Let's light it up.
We lose our Mizo tank. That sucks. Well, I guess I have to go run out. That's a bummer for today's stream.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Interesting. And he starts hitting me with it directly, which I find interesting as well. Maybe he doesn't have anything to deal with planeswalkers. Interesting indeed.
This is just gonna be bad for you.
Stevenkin, always. Let's leave it there. We'll play instant speed on this fool. That's fine. To be honest, I'd rather him mortify that than my frenzy, right? Doing some damage this time instead of giving me cards. Probably a wise decision. Tripping in the flowers, we tripped up on the glass. Walking through the flowers, whoa, whoa, that's pretty sick. Soaring his lifelink like a madman.
Born of darkness.
All right, that's it.
Time for a drink. How predictable. I have survived worse than you.
Sit back and watch it burn.
I love land. Sword's gone. By lifelink.
Another day, cur.
I love having the multiple use of cards after they've been already spent. That's great. None of these cards are in my hand. They're all in special exile. Well, I guess Jumpstart's in my graveyard. Bellhaunt Basilica. Pretty cool. Let's see what we get out of this cookie.
That smell.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
it's you burning.
Let's get this Mizo tank out. Is that instant? It is, but it would have faded. We're going to call it quits there. Keep our tank. Try to bait this fool into attacking. I don't think Esther is very good without draw engine. BEA, beautiful. Even if he kills my Chandra, this is still... We're in a good spot here. Oops. I have no cards in my hand, bro. He could definitely attack, yeah. That's something you could do.
Now you're asking for it. There's no problem.
Oh,
Fire can't
just
solve.
disgusting. Let's get rid of some of these lands. Bring our tank in. Probably gonna take the damage. Wow. You know I gotta. Absolutely know I gotta. Nice. 6 damage and turn. Your go.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the veil of reality. I have just the trick for this.
That'll work. If he doesn't kill Throne, I'm gonna die laughing.
Sit back and watch it burn.
We're gonna shoot the risk factor in here. Which is funny, because he's still gonna take it.
Keep an open mind.
Alright, probably calling it after here. Just throwing our Bone Crusher Giants out there. Let me know what you guys think our red deck could use here. Obviously, it needs some work some places, and we want to fine tune it and take it into ranked. Do you think Cavalcade is just going to be better by default, or do you think there's value sticking with this playstyle?
Gonna be bad for you.
I have reached my limit.
I'm getting our risk factor in this time. So much value. This poor guy. Oh, that's beyond good game, because each of these guys hits for an extra 2. That's so broken. Absolutely disgusting. Woof. Yeah, so thanks for watching. We'll be here tomorrow. This has been Little Red Riding Hood. We're going to take a closer look at it, fine-tune it, and get it as quick and as deadly as we can. Yeah, I think we're going to need maybe some more Robber of the Rich, but I'm having a lot of cards in my hand, so that's fine. Working out really good. I'll be back later, though. Take care. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And more importantly, have a great day.